You want to get fit, but you don't know where to get started. This is a common theme across the fitness industry and a lot of people that are trying to get into health and fitness, and they just feel overwhelmed. I used to feel overwhelmed as well a little bit at the beginning. I was watching all these videos. I wanted to get super shredded. I saw all these people that are super inspirational or just in like magazines and advertisements, and I see these guys with six packs and I'm like, dude, how do they do it? Like, I've been trying to train abs. Like, I've been watching these 5-minute YouTube videos, how to get abs in 5 minutes. And then I do a quick 5-minute circuit and then I just look exactly the same. So it's pretty overwhelming, the amount of time and effort that it takes to, look like some of these top athletes that, been working out for 10, 15, 20 years. But that's expected, right? Like, you can't compare yourself to, top athletes down here when you've just started here, just like in any role. Like, a cashier can't compare themselves to a manager because, there's a lot of more things that the manager has to learn, the manager has to get to in order to get to that manager position in just any like retail industry, basic analogy, basic example. So in this video, we're going to outline exactly where to get started if you're new, the most basic things that you can do. I made a LinkedIn post about this, trying to provide as much value. So if you're on LinkedIn, connect with me. I'll leave the link down below. And if not, follow me on Instagram. Let's get right into the video. So let me just read a quote for you guys right here from my LinkedIn post. I want to get fit, but where do I even start? It's not that you don't want to change. You do. You think about it more than you admit. When you're getting dressed in the morning and your shirt hugs the wrong places, when you catch your reflection and barely recognize the man you used to be, when the day ends and you're exhausted, yet all you did was sit. It's not just physical anymore. It's mental. You feel undisciplined, out of control, and deep down you're tired of breaking promises to yourself. But the real problem? You're paralyzed by information and starved of direction. I want to pause right there. You're paralyzed by information. It's great that we have this influx of information and this information overload in this day and age of social media, of Instagram, YouTube, etc. But it's even more important to focus in on one person and get your sources and information from just one person, because everybody has ideas, everybody has opinions. And the more people you listen to, the more confused you're going to get. And the more confused you're going to get, the less likely you're going to pick something up and start and just stay consistent. So what I used to do is when I was watching, getting into fitness, I would just watch one guy, and his name was Bradley Martin. Every single time I needed a video or some information or just like motivation, I would just watch his videos. And it almost became like, okay, I don't need to get confused because I'm not listening to this guy talk about keto, this guy talk about intermediate fasting, this guy talk about pescatarian. And I just know that, okay, I want to look like this guy. I'm going to listen to this guy because, he has a physique. Maybe my genetics might not allow me to look like him fully to the T, but he has the basic information, and the way that he trains is significantly, significantly pleasing to me, and I want to look like that, so therefore I'm going to listen to him. So that's where you need to start. Find somebody. If it's me, thank you, subscribe. If it's not, find somebody you like to listen to, somebody that's knowledgeable, and just only listen to one person. Because if you don't, like I said, you're just going to get confused and you're just going to have that analysis paralysis and you're not going to start. So that's number one. Or that's, kind of tied into that information. Everyone says something different. Cut carbs, fast until noon, train 6 days a week, track every calorie. It's no wonder most people never start. So let's remove the noise. Here's a 3-step protocol to finally take control of your body and energy without the extremes. So step 1, shift the identity, not the outcome. Don't just say, I want to lose 15 pounds. A lot of people will identify themselves with this type of mentality. Oh, I need to lose 30 pounds. Oh, I need to lose 40 pounds. I need to. You don't need to do anything. You need to become the person that does these things. Because if you identify yourself with, okay, 15 pounds, then this will be your identity, and you will just look and figure out everything as how to lose 15 pounds, and that's it. Where this is not what the mentality you want to become, because then your entire lifestyle isn't going to be able to be, kind of formed and twisted around health, longevity, and everything that fitness is about besides just losing the 15 pounds. You want to become the person that incorporates it into their lifestyle for that reason, so that they can live a healthier and longer lifestyle. So that goal has already failed you multiple times. Instead, decide, I'm someone who takes care of my body. I don't skip and I don't drift. Meaning, you have to create this new identity gap that you're somebody, like I said, that takes care of your body, that shows up every single day, that doesn't have a lack of consistency. Because with that kind of mindset and identity shift, you are just going to pick up on habits, and you are just going to become this new version, a new person of yourself that's almost like leveled up. And then you're going to look back in 3, 6, 9 months, and you're going to be like, wow, I don't even notice that guy. Who is this new person? You're just going to have created so many new changes in your lifestyle, in your habits, in your rituals, that you're just going to naturally, like, for example, like, I used to be a huge root beer fan. I loved to drink root beer, and I knew, like, every time I drank it, it was like, I didn't know at the time, but when I figured out, I was like, holy shit, like 200, 300, 400 calories every time I drank a huge cup. So now I just became this new person that's more consciously aware of what they eat and put inside their body. Now every time I go for a new drink, I created this new identity of a healthier version of me, where I don't overeat on calories and, overindulge. I'll just go for the Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Diet Pepsi. Usually I don't try to go for the Diet Pepsi, because Diet Pepsi is pretty garbage compared to, Coke Zero. But yeah, you've created this new person of yourself. So don't focus in on your identity of losing 15 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever your goal is. Start thinking of yourself, okay, how do I transform into this new person? What do I need to do? What kind of habits do I need to pick up? What kind of skills? What does a healthy person do? What does a lean, active person do? I'll tell you right now. They walk, they exercise, they eat clean, and most of the time, they track their calories. They want to know and be at a high level of themselves and know what they're putting into their body. So step 2 that brings us into. With that, progress starts when your standard shifts. You don't need more motivation, you need a new identity. Now step 2, win the first 2 hours of the day. The rest of the day might belong to work, family responsibilities, those of you who might be husbands, dads, etc. But for the first 2 hours, before you give your time to anybody, because we're all busy, give the first 2 hours to yourself. Whether that be working on your body. In this case, this video is about body, but if you have like a side hustle you're starting, get your body straight, get your health in check, create a relationship with God, spend some time in prayer, and then work on your body. And then you could go, wake up the kids if you're a dad, or go to work if you're just an employee, or spend time with the wife before work, or spend time with a girlfriend before work, whatever. But once you've prioritized yourself, then once you're selfish, then you can be selfless. You can't be selfless without being selfish, because if you don't fill your own cup, how are you supposed to fill other people's cups? If you don't give yourself energy in the morning, if you don't give yourself, that boost of health, that boost of, that reassurance of you look in the mirror, you have that pump, you're feeling good, then you could spread that energy to every aspect of your life. But if you wake up groggy, pissed, all like complaining and, depressed, like, oh, great, another day, oh, this, all that. No, like, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So there's no magic hack like, oh, you'll build more muscle working out in the morning, or it's better for you. No, it's just better to get it out of the way. That way you can fill your cup, and then with the energy and the gratitude and the raise of vibration, putting yourself in a better state, a better mood, you can give that to every other aspect in your life. Work, family, friends, kids maybe. So win the first 2 hours of the day. The rest of the day might belong to work, family, or responsibilities, but the first 2, that's yours. Water, movement, 30 grams of protein, the basics. No phone, no email, no distractions. This sets the tone. Your body will respond fast, and so will your mind. Step 3, and the final step. Train simple, eat repetitively. Repetitively. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Train simply. A lot of people are overcomplicating, again, with the overflux of social media, all these different videos. Oh, should I do bench press like this? Oh, should I do this chest workout, that chest workout, this bicep workout, that bicep workout? Dude, I would feel anxious as if this was my reality too, before I knew kind of how to train and, the basics of what to do. And I did feel like this before I started taking my nutrition seriously and have a basic understanding of eating patterns and diet, etc. Forget complicated programs or strict diets. That shit will never work. It's never going to work, especially if you have a life like most of us do. Family, friends, kids, work, responsibilities. You need simplicity. Simplicity always wins with health. Routine, program-specific goals, period. You don't need to do more, you need to do less, but better. 3 strength workouts a week, minimum. Even if you're really busy, 2 is perfectly acceptable. Just if you're going to do 2, try to prioritize a little bit more cardio. Or some, at-home workout or body weight, I would recommend. If you're going to bring it down to 2, weight training, then do at least 1 or 2 body push-up, pull-ups type days. Walk 8 to 10,000 steps and eat the same 4 to 5 high-protein meals on repeat. There's a reason you feed your dog the same thing every day and barely take them to the vet. Because their metabolism, their immune system, everything adapts. If you're feeding yourself, you try to eat healthy one day, chicken, broccoli, rice, just the basics, whatever. And then the next day, you give yourself McDonald's, Wendy's, and pizza. And then the next day, you give yourself pancakes, oatmeal, and eggs. Dude, your body's like, what the hell is going on inside of my body? It's like, no wonder you're inflamed. No wonder your stomach is killing. No wonder you have all this acne. It just can't adapt. Our bodies like systemized things. Meaning, we like to wake up at the same time every day. We like to shit every day at the same time. We like to fall asleep at the same time. This is when we perform the best. And this is how you know your body is performing at the highest level. But if you're waking up every day at a different time, going to sleep at a different time every single day, if you're eating at different times every single day, eating different things every single day, your body, it's running on it's thinking to myself, dude, what the hell is going on inside of me? I started feeling the best and started losing the most weight when I started eating the exact same thing every single day, or relatively just a different form, one day I'll have chicken breast, the next day I'll have chicken thighs, or chicken breast grilled, chicken breast cooked, whatever, just different variations, different forms. Rice, potatoes, just basic things that you can just mix and match with each other. You don't have to complicate it. And you don't need these exquisite meals every single day. Just basics. Stick to the basics. Especially if you want to do this for a long time. It's boring. It's really boring. You can mix it up, spice it here, cook it this way, cook it that way. But it builds consistency, and consistency compounds into change. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for change because you're sick of looking the way that you look. There's power in honoring the body God gave you, not just for vanity, but because discipline in the body leaks into every other part of your life. I'm going to read that again. Not just for vanity, but because discipline in the body leaks into every other part of life. It's simple, but it does require some sacrifices. If you've been stuck in the same place for months or years, this is your blueprint to move forward. It's a simple outline. I'm going to go over it one more time, quickly outlined. Shift the identity, so create yourself a new, okay, I'm not just one person that's going to lose 15 pounds. I'm going to rewire my identity into being a more healthier, active, and more conscious being. Fill your cup first in order to fill other people's cups. Train simply, eat repetitively, and stay consistent. And with consistency, it'll compound, and it might feel like, what am I doing? I feel like I'm doing everything wrong at the beginning, but that's with everything. New job, your first kid, your new apartment, new whatever. We don't like change, us humans, but it's important for growth. So just stick with it, and over time, you're going to develop and become the person that you aspire to be. You don't need more time, you just need a starting point that respects your time. If you're new here, my name is Matthew. I'm an online fitness coach. Check out the links below. I'm going to leave you like I always do. Subscribe if you're new. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. Till next time, peace.